This air conditioning unit sits right outside, kind of in the middle of the backyard, and it just not really the most pleasant thing to look at. And so today we're going to build a screen for it. Here's the progress so far. I was only planning on covering up to the height of the unit, but I decided to cover the electrical junction box as well. And that little space here is there's an electric extension or an outdoor outlet there. And I still wanted to have access to it, so I'm gonna do a panel cover there. And because I'm going higher than I anticipated, I unfortunately ran out of wood. And you're not doing a house project unless you gotta run to Home Depot more than once. And so that's what I gotta do. To make spacing quick and easy, I use this plywood for the space. You can make your own sort of jig to get whatever spacing you want. And then this makes it quick and easy to be able to put the spacing in equal on every single board. And I wanted to make this pattern like my steel pattern that you see there. So the pattern is a thick piece and then too thin, a thick, too thin to match the steel. And it's the same board, and what I do is I just cut it down in half on a table saw. And that makes it uniform to basically cut it right in half. So you get one thick, two thin. So I just cut a bunch of them and get going. Here you can see how quick and easy it is to put them up. And I stopped using the spacer on the side that I already had them and just lined it up to those and just use the spacer on the opposite end. And I'm just using a brad nailing gun, and it goes up super fast. And I think in the long run, the plan is to get some sort of hanging pots to put succulents outside of it. And that way you have a little bit of life, and probably get some planters to put some plants in front of the unit as well. As I was finishing it up, I kind of really wanted to figure out how to do the molding. And ultimately I decided on putting a piece across the top and a thin piece, but I tried like a thicker piece, and ultimately I decided on this. Now, if you're a really good woodworker and have more time, you can miter all those joints and not have to put a seam down the corners. I liked also putting it on the rear against the wall to hide any gap imperfections there as well. But whatever you decide to do, the trim work really cleans it up a bit. We're pretty much done. This could easily be done in a few hours. Of course, I haven't stained it yet, but I just put the trim pieces on, tighten it all up. And I think I know what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to prop the pieces just back here and put some nails in here that'll just be resting on the pieces, so I can just remove them to use the extension cord. I got other plugs out here, so I don't need to necessarily have to use that one, but I wanted to make sure I have access to it. I just wanted to show real quick. I ended up, you can see it in here, putting little pieces that are spacers, and here I hung a nail, so all I need to do is pull it out. You can see these three panels all come off, and you have access to the plug. And when it's not being used, okay, this is a little tricky to do with one hand. There we go. There. So here's a little final look. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Super quick project. And I like having something nicer to look at. Can't wait to surround it with some plants, hang some plants. But it makes a nice divider as well between the space. So hope you guys like it. Give me a thumbs up, and thanks.